Linda Barcz from the Barcz Company is here taking your calls at 270-9933. Good to see you. Getting into the spirit of the holidays here.
I couldn't resist. I don't know how long we'll have. This is the orangest poinsettia I've ever seen.
That's pretty.
It's a new one this year called Orange Spice. And if you like orange, boy, is that right? Huh?
That is. And the one next, what is that?
Well, that one's...
Is that sparkly?
Yes, you said, is that for real? It's called pink lipstick, and it does look like it went to a beauty shop, huh, with all the sparkles on it and stuff.
That's added later.
That has been added later on, but it does sort of have a pinky blue combination. If that goes with your decor,
yeah,
you know,
something different.
Something different, and then this rosemary is totally real, and that's aromatherapy right there.
Yeah.
And you can keep that alive as a houseplant.
All year long.
Isn't that awesome?
Oh yeah, it smells great. Okay, let's get to the phones. We will start with Lynette in Marshall. Hi, Lynette.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Hi.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I planted the top to a pineapple, and it's growing. It's about 6 inches above the pot. What do I do with it over the winter?
Well, I think since I've just seen those growing in Hawaii, and that's what they do. They cut them off and plant that. I guess it could be grown as a house plant. I don't. If you have a sunroom, that would be great. Otherwise, if you would supplement it with additional light, because we don't have enough sunlight.
It's not quite Hawaii here, is it?
That's right.
Hey, just try it. It might grow.
Sure,
I grew a grapefruit once, and it grew and got pretty big, but then it just sort of had enough.
These are tropical plants,
right.
So lots of light, and of course let it dry between waters, and then give it good thorough watering.
All right, let's go to Doris in Prairie du Sac. Hi, Doris.
Hi, I was wondering how to winterize my miniature rose bushes, which are outside, obviously.
Okay. If they're planted in the ground, those miniature roses, believe it or not, they actually are as hardy or hardier than some of the, they're hardier than hybrid teas because they're on their own root. So I would make sure that you have a nice wood mulch layer around the plant, and you don't have to do rose cones or anything like that. It survive.
Because they're hardier than the
They are hardy, and typically since they're so small, they get covered by snow, which is a good insulation. And then just in the spring, prune it back to whatever is growing.
Pretty easy. Right. Let's go to Dorothy in Muscadet. Hi, Dorothy. Dorothy, you there?
Oh, hello. This is not Dorothy.
Okay. What's your question?
Oh, I wanted to know about a calamus vine. If it's proper, I got a purple one, a Jacamania, whatever. And I wanted to know, is it proper to cut it now to the ground, or is it says, another garden book, it says you're supposed to wait till spring to cut it down?
I think it's a Jackmanii, and it's a clematis that you're talking about.
Correct.
And it is one of the toughest clematis. The idea of waiting till spring is that by leaving the plant, the vegetation there now, that actually acts as a stored carbohydrate for it, so it's a reserve, and then in the spring just cut it back. If you want it to be shorter, you can do that, or you can just cut off the parts that are not leafing out, and it will. Some people like to have a big plant, so they don't cut it back.
So spring.
Spring is great.
Okay, let's go to Susan in Evansville. Hi, Susan.
Hello. I have a question. I've got about 40 arbovitas, the pyramids, in my backyard. And when I planted them about 10 years ago, they're about 10 to 12 feet high now. If I top them off, will they grow wider?
Okay. Well, pyramidal arborvitae may not grow wider that way, but by putting the top back, what will happen is the stems will get denser and more firm. The thing that I'm glad you talked about arborvitae, because they have had some really rough winters. We've had very heavy snow. If they tend to have several leaders in there, it would be a good idea to tie them. Don't tie around the stem, but just get them grouped together, because that will help to stabilize them. That doesn't help with if you want them to grow wider. Eventually what happens is they keep growing on the sides as well as the top. And if you do cut the top back, that will redirect some of the energy to the sides. So I guess inadvertently you will be increasing the width. Probably not the best time of year to do that. I would do that in the spring.
Yeah, don't stress them out this time of year. They go through enough in the winter.
They're hardening off, they're getting ready for winter. So do secure them though so they don't flop apart.
All right, we're out of time. If you're on the line, stay there. Linda will take your call off here. Have a nice Thanksgiving.
Yes,
we'll see you next week.
Right.
And we'll see you right after the break.